There they go into the back. The blue line on. We have a race, and Satnova's beaten Pure Steel out by a length and a half.
Welcome to Talking Trots, hosted by Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
The sensational Sydney sider, Seals to Sam, comes off the back straight. He's a bucket load of alliteration, this fellow.
Scott Bomber Hill will join the boys to look at the Friday night meeting at Gloucester Park, and Hayden King will find the winners for the weekend's racing.
Here comes Quinny. I'm the mighty Queen is 4 deep and letting go.
Sit back and enjoy Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
I'm the mighty Queen is just in front. Dasher VC can do no more. And the West Australian champion has done it again.
Yes, hello and welcome to another big edition of Talking Trots. And I tell you what, this show's going to be big this week. We're going to talk to the trainer driver of the Superstar in Leap to Fame, who's going around tomorrow, Saturday night in the Blacks Are Fake, and what an impression he's made getting ready for the Eureka. He's certainly creating quite a buzz, and it's going to be great to catch up with Grant, who's on his way home after a successful day at Redcliffe. Bomber Hill, well, he sent through his tips. He can't actually join us on today's program, but we'll get his tips, and of course Hayden King a little bit later on. But a big hello to Glen Mortimer. How are you, Morts?
Evening, Michael. Great to have you back in the gig after a few weeks break.
Yeah, good to be back.
It's great to have you back, and it was a big show last week with BK joining us after probably a year and a half off.
Can't he speak, our man BK?
He certainly can, but he gave us a great insight into the Sunshine Sprint, plus he steered us into a $4.20 winner, Amore Vita and the Golden Girl. Tough night for Bomber, down 5, but our very good friend here, Hayden King, 2 from 2 at Wagen on Saturday night. So that certainly helped. Big night last Friday night at Gloucester Park. Armchair drives for Shannon in the first 2, both trained by Kevin Keys. Very nice win, Mia Culper, in a race that was very solid throughout, very solid quarters, 154.5. Great to see Storm Skies get the win for Shane Steele. Bred, owns, trains, drives.
Result.
Excellent result. Nice all-the-way win by Carabao. Chris Voke at his very best. And then another great drive by Vokey aboard One Smart Fella. That was a very tough, strong win. Friday night, Gloucester Park, double to Kevin Keys. Driving double to Shannon, Chris Voke and Gary Hall Jr. Also Friday night at Northam, your man, Aldo Cortopassi, got a double. And Saturday at Wagen was my man, Trent Wheeler, got a treble. Monday at Pinjarra, driving double, Shannon Savelko, Gary Hall Jr. Tuesday at Bunbury, training double to Justin Prentice and driving treble to Gary Hall Jr. Wednesday at Gloucester Park, Team Bond got a double, and driving doubles to Chris Lewis and Dylan Edgerton Green. So big week, Michael.
It has been a big week, and I tell you what, this weekend's going to be massive. A great 9-race card at Gloucester Park, but then all eyes turn to Albion Park, and it's the Blacks Are Fake Group 1. And the star of the show in Queensland, there's no doubt, is the emerging star in Leap to Fame. His trainer driver's about to join us, but as we do, let's listen to last week's Sunshine Sprint, and it was some kind of run.
Held up, Leap to Fame, he's to the outside, he's still got work to do. Expensive Ego, Spirit of St. Louis, I Cast No Shadow, they're into the home straight. Magnificent Storm races the Blacks to dance. Here's Larry, Leap to Fame, charging down the outside. He makes it look so easy. We want more. Leap to Fame, beat Spirit of St. Louis, hot and treacherous, turn it up.
Yeah, Chris Barsby there with another great call, and Leap to Fame. Too good. We certainly do want more as we welcome into the program Grant Dixon. Grant, thanks for taking the time to chat to us.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Mate, first of all, congratulations with this fellow. You've steered his career so far. You've won 22 of 28, and the best is yet to come. It must be a great feeling getting up every morning to this fellow.
Yeah, it sure is. Obviously, waited a fair while for him to come along, but so pleased that he's finally got a horse to this calibre, and just hope we can keep doing the right things by him.
Well, on Saturday night, you were arming and ahhing whether to go around, and you elected to, and it wasn't working out how you wanted it to. But in the end, he was just comprehensive. At any stage, did you think, I'm in a bit of trouble here?
Oh, look, probably past 800 when Casto Shadow come out and sort of wasn't progressing. I was a little worried then. When we sort of got to about the 450 mark, Hot and Treacherous moved it out the way and I was able to get back to his back. I was sort of reasonably comfortable then.
And tell you what, it looked, as soon as you let him go, he looked like he had him covered.
Yeah, he got sort of back up on the bit good when I got back to Hot and Treacherous, and when I moved him, he did feel like he was going to win.
Yeah, I must admit, Grant, I was watching the race, and as they went down the back, and I had a look and thought, still got a little bit of work to do. I glanced back to the front of the field, and then when I went to look back, you'd just given him wind burn, so it was amazing. How's he pulled up after the race, and how's he been this week in the lead up to the Blacks of Fake?
Yeah, Glenn, me and Tristan are really pleased with him. He pulled up well. He's bright. His work's been good through the week. We just sort of tipped him over. Haven't done too much with him. I think he's sort of up fit rock hard now. So, yeah, just hoping all goes well between now and Saturday night.
You elected to bypass the New South Wales races in the Chariots of Fire and the Miracle Mile to concentrate on these races. I suppose it's paying dividends now.
Yeah, hopefully. He generally did need a reasonable spell after his 3-year-old campaign. He'd had a long season and a lot of hard racing, and he probably just needed a chance to have, I think we give him about 7 to 8 weeks off and just catch up to himself and pull out a bit more. And it just probably would have just been a bit early for him physically to go into the Chariots and the Miracle Mile. And thanks to Kevin and Kay, we're patient with him from me and Trista, and hopefully going forward with all the right running.
Grant, you've had so much success for a long period of time. You've driven multiple Group 1 winners, trained and driven plenty of very good horses. Is there more pressure on this bloke, given that there's people are talking about he's the greatest horse in Australia and potentially in the world? Is there a lot of pressure on you as a driver and a trainer?
Yeah, I think both myself and Tristan sort of probably have got a bit more pressure on us to present him and have him ride every time he steps out, because he's starting to the point where he's expected to keep winning. But I suppose everyone understands racing, things happen and stuff, but he's got a bit of a profile now where he's, there's a lot of people watching him and expecting him to win.
You're closely associated with Blacks of Fake. I know I don't like comparing horses, but do you see elements of Leap to Fame, Blacks of Fake in Leap to Fame?
Oh yeah, I think they've. He's got a few traits that Blackie had. Blackie had a great will to win, and he had a great cruising speed. Had a great gait. There are a lot of similarities, but it's really too early to compare him to Blackie. We'll be wrapped if he can probably do half the job that Blackie amazingly did.
Blacks of Fake was certainly one of the best. Now, this bloke on Saturday night, we're up in distance, which shouldn't bother him. He seems to be able to sustain that tempo for a lot more as he's getting older.
Yeah, he's had a fair few practices at the long distance, obviously through the derbies, and he seems comfortable with them. I don't think we see it being a problem for him. It may suit some of the others, and some of the other runners it may not suit at all. And
then what's after the Blacks of Fake on Saturday night? What's the plan between the Blacks of Fake and the Eureka?
Yeah, we'll probably just give him a couple of days off, because he hasn't really got too much time to have too much downtime, because we're interested to sort of mapped it out a bit that we'd like to get 2 runs into him after Saturday night, just to keep him up, fit and rock hard going down to Sydney. So we'll have to keep him up around the place a bit, just so he's stays right. He seems to be handling things well. So looking forward to Saturday night and onto the Eureka.
And it must be exciting. Obviously, you're Saturday night's the focus now, but looking towards the Eureka, you clash with Captain Ravishing in the Victorian Derby, and you come out on top there, and now Catch a Wave has emerged after winning the Miracle Mile. It's certainly a great year for 4-year-olds. You must be excited to take them on at Menangle.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, they're going to be both very hard to beat. I think Catch a Wave definitely come along. His runs in the Chariots and the Miracle Mile were super, and I definitely think he's the horse to beat, and he's obviously a proven Menangle horse. Andy Gaff has his spot on when he gets in there. He's learned how to travel in there well and get him there to perform well. So he's definitely the horse to beat, I think, Catch a Wave.
Yeah, and then the year after, Grant, when he's a 5-year-old, there's a race in WA called the Nullarbor, which was worth $1 million. We might see if we can get you a slot in that race if you come over.
Yeah, we've definitely got to map out some, more plans after we get past the Eureka, and just trying to pick out the right races for him, which keeps fitting in. Be up to 7K eventually, which directions we head, but me and Trish have got to work it out and put it forward to him so we can come up with a plan.
Now, on Saturday night, he actually comes up against his half-brother.
Yes.
In a very handy horse by the name of Swayze, who's had 5 starts for 5 wins from the Grimsome stable. Drawn in front of you. How do you see the race playing out, Grant? In terms of
look, Swayze. Yeah, I think Swayze will be trying to hold a forward spot, probably hopefully trying to press the lead, I'd say, and I dare say he'll run at a fairly strong tempo and be hard to beat. There's a lot of other horses in it that have been racing well. Like Hot and Treacherous had a draw through the whole carnival, and he's finally come up with a draw. So I probably thought Hot and Treacherous would be particularly hard to beat too.
And as usual, you've got a strong hand throughout the night, but one horse you've got is Tim's a Trooper, who I'm a big fan of. I think he's underrated. He's going around the 4-year-old championship at Group 3 level, and he's up against one of the few horses that have actually beaten Leap to Fame in Can't Find a Better Man. How's he going?
Yeah, we've been really pleased with him. He's raced well through the carnival. We did actually nominate him for the Black to Fake, but they got the ballot from that. But yeah, we've been wrapped with how he's going. He's a really neat little horse. He just got to get the right trip as he gets it. He's really capable of beating a good field.
Yeah, no, it looks a great card on Saturday night. Certainly Racing Queensland and Albion Park have done a great job promoting this carnival, and it looks to finish on a real high with the meeting on Saturday night. Grant, really appreciate you coming in and talking to us tonight. Have a safe trip home and good luck on Saturday night.
All right, no worries, guys. Thanks.
Good on you. Grant Dixon there, the trainer-driver of Leap to Fame, and he can always find a really good horse. Colt 31 before him, and he's always...
Who's racing on Saturday night?
Who's racing on Saturday night. He was closely associated with Black's a Fake. He and Natalie... Natalie was the trainer, but they were married and at the time. So, but I tell you what, he looks something special, doesn't he? And what he did on Saturday night was phenomenal. Of course, our star Magnificent Storm goes around again. Barrier 5, not the best of barriers for him, particularly when there's a bit of speed on his inside. Like Turn It Up is very quick. Swayze's got to try and hold his position. So will the 1. So this week he got across and got cover last week. This week it might be a little bit different story, but if there's speed on over the 2600, might be his best chance to finish off strongly, driven a bit colder.
As we know in harness racing, Michael, funny things happen, and
the big races come on. There's pressure.
There certainly is, and look, we know Magnificent Storm. He's a star, and he's. We just hope he acquits himself well, and if he gets a bit of luck, we know he's got ability. So, but just getting back to Grant, we all focus on the horse Leap to Fame. He's an absolute superstar, but congratulations to Grant because you don't have good horses unless you've got somebody that looks after them, trains them, gets them right, and drives them well. And he's done an amazing job with this horse. 22 wins from 28 starts. Only paid $47,500, won $900K already.
And you know what's great? After the race, Grant was there and Trista came out and the two kids were in his colours.
Oh, fantastic.
And it looked fantastic for the kids to be there in the Dixon colours. And it's great. He's a really nice bloke, Grant. He's done a great job. He's been the leading trainer in Brisbane for a long time. Had a great rivalry with the McCarthys when the McCarthys were in Queensland. And the Dixon, his father Bill was a great man, a really good fella, Bill. And but this is the horse, a generational horse.
Did he have Divisive?
No, that was Peter Rickson.
Oh, Peter.
No relation.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. No, Peter's from New South Wales. Actually, whose son and daughter are driving well in New South Wales,
okay.
Ellen and Will, and he's married into the Turnbull family.
Right.
Peter Rickson.
Okay.
But Device, he was, and tell you what,
won a Miracle Mile.
Miracle Mile. Got beat over here in
he did.
I think Mr. Magical Mac beat him in a pacing cup, did he? Yeah. So, but he did a great job with him, Peter. But this horse, look, and the amount of pressure that comes on with this horse, like as you can imagine,
must be intense.
But what a crop it is, and not only so you got Leap to Fame, Catch a Wave. Captain Ravishing, who are all standout 4-year-olds, and then in the Derby, we've got the Boom 3-year-old going around in is it the Lost Storm? The Lost Storm, who was awesome last week, and he's got a slot in the Eureka. Obviously, taking on the older horses is going to be very hard, particularly this year. It doesn't matter how good you are as a 3-year-old. Taking on Miracle Mile winners and Blacks Are Fake winners is a massive step up. But I tell you what, it's a really good. It's going to be a fantastic race at Menangle at the start of September. And interesting enough, they announced on Saturday night, I think it was, during the coverage that Singo's got a slot, John Singleton.
Yes.
And he's going to put on a race at
called the Singo, isn't it?
Yeah, called the Singo at Menangle. And so he'll pick the winner. He'll pick his slot runner out of that, and then the reserves will come out of that race for the Eureka. So if Shane Young wants to go over with Wonderful to Fly to get a slot, that's the slot. That's the race that he can go in, because not only is he up for a slot, but could be a reserve to replace one of the others. So I think that's a great result. We're about to hear from Queensland's race. That Queensland bought a slot, and they put on a race to gain entry into the slot. You had to be Queensland, I think, trained and driven and bred.
Okay.
And Tasmania are doing a very similar concept called the Bowtide, named after their great Miracle Mile winner. So they've got a slot as well. So it's starting to sort out. I think there's 6 now. They've still got 4 slots to go. So it's got to be interesting. But I tell you what, the 5 or 6 that are there are very, very good.
So Catch a Wave won the Chariots, won the Miracle Mile. What a race it's going to be if something like Catch a Wave draws inside of Leap to Fame.
Yeah. And
absolute game on.
Yeah, and he's very fast out. Catch a Wave will be in front, won a Miracle Mile there, then Leap to Fame, and then Captain Ravishing, who's fast beyond belief, and the Lost Storm, who's going to draw well, because he's the 3-year-old. So
we certainly hope the draw throws something up so we get one of those action-packed, we don't just want a procession, just get an action-packed race, because that field, it promises to be one of the best races I can remember for a long, long time.
Yeah. So
wait.
It's going to be really good, and obviously Australian bred 3 and 4-year-olds. So if Shane Young does decide to go over with Wonderful to Fly, it'd be great to see him represented at Menangle and possibly get a slot and represent WA over there. It'll be fantastic.
Certainly would be.
Yeah.
Certainly would.
But a big card. I think Thoroughbred Central, they did a coverage last week with Ryan Phil. I think they got to do it again. It was really good. So interviews from Brittany Graham and Greg O'Connor's over there from Harness Racing New Zealand. So the coverage is quite good, and it's going to be even bigger on Saturday night, I'd imagine, with this carnival. Going really well. David Brick, who's the Harness Racing Manager at Racing Queensland, is a really He's one of the best administrators in the business, and he's done a really good. This is their crescendo.
Yep.
Like they focus virtually everything around these 3 weeks, and they've done it really, really well. And but could be a local horse up there taking everything.
Done a great job. We had the Golden Girl last week, and then of course we had the race they named after our co-host here in the Hayden. And then finished it off with the Sunshine Sprint. Was a great night of pacing up there at Albion.
Yeah, no, it sure was. It sure was.
Can't wait for this Saturday night.
Now the big thing is obviously it would be something that you would look at even with maybe never ending if he measures up. You'd be wanting to go to a Eureka maybe next year as a 4-year-old. Is that a possibility?
Oh, who knows, Michael? We've got to get through the 3-year-old season.
Well,
first,
you do.
Yeah.
Imagine if he remained unbeaten, and then you'd think there'd be a few slot holders looking at him going, well, this could be us going over there. It'd be great for WA as well if we could do that. But yeah,
anytime we get a WA horse,
competing over there,
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And, I've been watching Magnificent Storm with great interest, as I know everybody has.
Yeah.
And we just want to see him do as well as he possibly can.
100%.
The only problem he's got is he's just come up against a freak.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just come up against just a freak of a horse. So
no, it is a tough race on Saturday night, and but yeah, it's going to be great, and hopefully get some luck over there. Magnificent Storm against these good horses, and if
you never know.
Well, a little bit of battle, Swayze and Leap to Fame going head to head. They might be worried about each other rather than something coming down the outside.
And we've seen that in harness racing plenty of times before when you think it's a clear cut race between two, and you finish up with a little sniper, 3 pigs or whatever, just over the top. So looking forward to Saturday night. Should be great, and then on to the Eureka. That promises to be a spectacle.
Yeah.
So.
And once again, thanks to Grant for taking his time out. He's been at Redcliffe all day and was happy to take the call on the way home. And obviously, it's a big time, and as you know, the pressure that you're on, so you wouldn't begrudge him to say, "Look, I've got to focus."
Yeah, look,
but yeah,
the great thing is that. You look at Twitter and people are only saying good, positive things about harness racing, about how exciting this horse is, and they're talking about the match with Catch a Wave, and it's great for the sport. The sport needs these types of horses so that we can get the crowd and get the interest and get the punters involved. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it sure was, and it was as we said, magnificent performance to come off the. From back in the field, off the track, and when it's been pretty much, as BK said last week, it's dynamite on the inside at Albion Park. Like leaders back 3 pegs are very prevalent. So,
did you think he was in trouble on Saturday night?
Little bit of concern down the back, and then he switched. It was a great drive. Switched back on the inside, as he said, but as soon as he switched back in there, he was sort of 2 by 3. And he was within sort of 12 metres of the lead, and I thought, well, he's got him now. As soon as he opens him up, he's too close now. So it actually worked in his favour rather than going 6 wide. Grant, cool as a cucumber. That back into the inside, followed him through, and Jack Callaghan was another great drive. He just tracked Grant wherever he went, and finished it off. And it's great to see. Spirit of St. Louis go so well. It sort of makes the WA race form stepped up because considering Better Zip It just went massive unders, and the 2 Grimson horses, they just, they got beat a long way, and they were gone a long way from home. So the fact that Spirit of St. Louis stood up and showed, and once again, he's underrated, Spirit of St. Louis. He's so versatile. Not only is he can blast out the gate, but you can sit him up for one run and come with that last run. So it was great to see him perform on the back of coming out of the inaugural Nullarbor.
And he's a very good driver, young Jack.
Yeah. Once
Very
again,
good driver.
Cool. He's been trained really well. He's coming through. His father, Mark, is a really cool customer and a great fella. And then obviously learning from Luke McCarthy, and as we saw in the Null, there's not too many better gate drivers than Jack. Like, they know how to get horses out of the gate, and we saw that at the Nullarbor. He was across in a couple of strides. Like timed it.
How old is Jack?
Jack, I think it's 20. 20 maybe?
Yeah,
Hang on, I can tell you.
He's very, like you said, very cool, and great drive in the.
Yeah, 21.
Nullarbor, 21.
21. His younger brother Todd's just starting to drive more and more. Tom,
Okay.
Tom, who works for Mark, his father.
Now,
yeah,
Michael, I'm going to be watching Albion Park all Saturday night, but got nothing else to watch.
No.
Well, there's Gloucester Park this weekend, and that's it.
Yeah, that sometimes happens now with no lights at Bunbury. Sometimes that meeting is the midweek gets transferred into that Wednesday time slot, which we end up taking because of a few other things. But so unfortunately, no pacing. You're going to be lost apart from that.
Oh, there's. What have we got? British Open. We've got the Ashes. So I'm sure we'll find something to do whilst we watch Albion Park, because it was a good watch last Saturday night.
We should have pockets full of money after Gloucester Park.
It looks like it. Just having a quick.
Bomber seems very confident. Yep. We're about to hear Hayden's going to deliver all the good news.
Yep.
We'll come back. We're going to come back with Bombers tips in just a moment. As we go to the break, as we mentioned, the Hayden is a race they initiated from Racing Queensland, and the winner earned a slot into the Eureka. Did you have something else to say?
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to talk about my friend at Steel Blue Boots.
Oh, sorry, you haven't done that. Of course. Sorry.
Yes.
We've got to look after the sponsors.
We certainly do. And such a good one in Ross Fitzgerald and Steel Blue Boots.
Yeah.
Australia's leading supplier of work boots, built for comfort, made for work. They are a mark of true skill. Now, you do know that, Michael, because you have a pair, and Nicole's got a pair, and a lot of the people at Gloucester Park have a pair. If they don't, they just haven't hit Ross up yet, but I'm sure they will.
they're the work boot of choice with us, and also the Justin Prentice stable. They're all outfitted with Steel Blue, aren't they?
That they are, and of course we were out at Steel Blue.
We were
Oval the other night.
We were
with the great man, but
it was a great night with Ross and Neil Pinner, and
it was good. So Steel Blue boots, designed for comfort, durability, and choice, backed by a 30-day 100% comfort guarantee. Now you can throw to the break, Michael. So
we got to look after Ross, who's there on Friday night.
Yes, he is.
He's there. With Tab Radio and the new nut. We're going to talk about the new nut a little bit later on. He'll be at Gloucester Park as well. But let's go to the break. The Hayden was initiated to fill the slot for Racing Queensland in the upcoming Eureka for $230,000. The favourite was Speak the Truth, and it was a tough performance to get over the top of Captain Shuffles.
Down on the inside, Apollo Dreams, deeper out, away we go. Free Thinker, Danger Zone gets to the extreme outside. Captain Shuffles lifting on the inside. Captain Shuffles, Speak the Truth. Captain Shuffles, Speak the Truth. The two favourites, they go to battle. It's Speak the Truth. Eureka bound. Speak the Truth. Speak the Truth scores, beating Captain Shuffles. Photo third.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
It's August Moon racing up on the outside and putting the head in front of Flight of Fame. To the outside, Sporting Grace and Purist Copper. August Moon has got the lead and broken clear. This has been a big performance. Purist Copper's running on from Sporting Grace, and then Hunt the Magic. But August Moon races home to win it well. August Moon has won from Purist Copper.
Yeah, Bomber's favourite filly August Moon. It was too good on Friday night. Then Mort's backed up on the Monday to win the Alabar Stud Dainty's Daughter Country Classic for the 3-year-old filly. So 2 big wins within the space of 3 or 4 days for August Moon, and she's very good.
Yeah, she is good. The win on Monday was very good.
Yep.
No, she's going well. Going very well indeed.
Yeah, a tough performance to sit outside the leader.
Yes, certainly was.
On Friday night.
Certainly was.
All right, this segment is brought to you, Morts. I won't forget this one. Retrovision, your local WA electrical appliance specialist. RAC members receive an additional 5% every day on the best price.
That they do, Michael, and I've got my talk from the other night. Yeah. I thought if you got a spare hour and a half, I might go.
I know everything there is needs to know about Retrovision.
Yes.
For everyone out there, Glenn was a guest speaker at a function on Wednesday night, and he spoke about his trots and all the winners. That took half an hour and he only spoke about the Group 1 winners. That took a long time. And then he spoke about the history of Retrovision. I'll tell you what, it was very interesting, Mort. I actually really enjoyed it.
That's good.
It's got a storied history.
It certainly does. Certainly does.
But still remains so strong here in WA because it is our local WA electrical appliance.
Absolutely. And I'm very passionate about my brand, Retrovision. And as you said, RAC members save an additional 5% every day on the best price. So Retrovision for all the electrical stuff you love.
So who'd you work for before? TIAC, before going there?
Yeah.
So I listened.
Yes. So I was TIAC for 14 years, but electrical retail for 43 years.
Yeah.
Long time.
It certainly is. Actually, they tell me you got a milestone birthday coming up. Is that correct? Your mate from Steel Blue gave you up.
I thought he might have.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Unfortunately, Bomber's not here tonight. He's got umpiring duty for up there at Broome. But it's a big hello to Hayden King, who's been on fire himself as far as tipping goes. And you're going to relay all the hot tips from Bomber for this week. And he seems pretty confident from the email I saw, Hayden.
Well, I'm looking down the list, and this is the biggest investment possibly I've seen from Bomber. So, yeah, he's really whipped out the heavy artillery this week.
Yeah, he's chipped right up.
Mind you, Hayden's in very good form himself. One of the winners that he chose last Saturday night at Wagen had only ever won one of its races out of 70 starts.
And it breezed and first over crushed them.
Yeah. That's an outstanding.
Yeah,
that's an outstanding effort.
But so what do we got on Friday night?
All right, we got 9 races, and as I have a look at the fields at Gloucester Park, a big 9-race card at Gloucester Park, and the first race comes up at 5:15. It is the Beau Rivage restaurant. But the first one we're going to have a look at, Morts, is race number 2, and we'll be listening.
What price is the favourite in race 1, Michael?
Hang on.
Is the prices up here?
Some markets are up. High price is $1.35 in the market I can see.
Geez, that's a bit short.
A bit tight. So it'll start the night off for us. I'm tipping it might start a few all-ups as well. For the night. But we're going to have a look at race number 2 to start the night off for our tips, and it is the Steelo's Restaurant 3-year-old. Tell you what, it's not a bad 3-year-old race as well. And as we have a look at the market for Gloucester Park race number 2, we've got Flashing Arc at $34, Eastern Advance at $101, Rolling Fire at $170, Lucapello at $11, Cotton On, the unbeaten Cotton On at $4.20, Skylord, who's very, very good at $3, and Gerardo at $21. Hayden, you've got the mail here from Bomber. This is a very good race. There's 7 runners to go around, but these are horses that are going to be aimed at the Derby later in the season.
Well, according to Bomber, Rolling Fire looks the leader here, and whilst he was run down before a break when in front, he thinks he's the horse that is learning all the time, and Junior probably learning about him too, to be fair. He went pretty leisurely in that race and then was nabbed in a 55.9 last half with the 2 dangers off the pegs here and working. He expects to see one of those perfect Junior drives where he just rates him to perfection to make it too hard for the dangers, and if he can do that and dash a 56 last half, he thinks that sees him home.
There we go.
Surely you get a better price than $1.70 on the night, Mike.
Well, when I first saw the mark, I thought Skylord would be favourite, but obviously not. I can tell you that Justin said he's been working good. He's put the blocks on him at work and home, and I think he'll carry him in the race. So that might just sharpen him up because he did get run down, but he did have that little issue after that Pearl Heat run. But the win was the win was okay at Bunbury, but this is a big step up in class.
It is, but I just would expect he'll drift a bit. Given,
I think so. I think there'll be money for Skylord and even Cotton on $3 and $4.20.
I assure you'll get a better price.
Yeah, there we go.
Skylord will firm up.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So, so it's Bombers on top. So maybe wait a little till you get the better price. But race number 2, horse number 3, Rolling Fire. What's the staking plan, Hayden?
High five.
Bang. Bang.
He is very confident. Very confident.
Hey, if you think that's good, wait till you hear what's coming up.
Wait till the next race. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next race we're going to look at is race number 4. And let's have a look at the market for race number 4. And we've got Moonlight Drive at 280. Cordero 51, 55 Reborn 15, Tenzing Bromac $1.55, El Daytona 12, Waterbro 26, Kimball at $8. This is a really intriguing race. Some good horses are going around here. What's Bomber come up with in race number 4?
Tenzing Bromac was exceptionally good first up over the mile behind Prince of Pleasure and Finvara. He made ground up in a 55-4 last half, which was some effort first up. He can run the gate, but Bomber expects over the longer trip they just play it by ear off the gate, and then he can either sit in the one-out line, if close enough, or roll to the breeze and look to dominate. He thinks he's in for a big campaign, this bloke, and he would need to take care of these if that is to be the case.
Agree with Bomber 100%. I think this campaign will start to see the real Tenzing Bromac. He's shown plenty of promise in the lead up. So, Hayden, what's our staking plan? Race 4, number 4, Tenzing Bromac, with Kyle Symington aboard.
5 more. 5 more chips in.
Wow. So, starting with 10 units. I think that's a record. It's got to be a record for the first 2 races, 10 units going into the third segment.
Well, I think we might have had 2 5 units before, but I don't think the other bets have been as big as what we've got coming later. So.
Okay.
Well, hopefully we don't need Steve Sell at the start of race 5.
It's boom or bust.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll come back and find out what else he's got in store for us. Let's take a break. Last week, the last race, we had to wait around for the 2-year-olds to go around. Ryan Bell, as always, has got, when he enters a 2-year-old, they've always got to be taken in consideration. We thought Franco Encore would get the job done again, but this time it was the stablemate who turned him over. Gary Hall Jr. jumped aboard He's a Vibe and led all the way.
Around the turn they come. He's a Vibe still in control, doing it well. Franco Encore's trying hard, and then Curious Boy and Men and Shah, but He's a Vibe went for home with 100 to go. It's clear from Franco Encore and also Men and Shah on the outside, but He's a Vibe, he hasn't touched it, and He's a Vibe races home to win well. Won it at the start, won by 3 metres to Franco Encore. Ahead away.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley.
Shell Patch, and then Arden's Horizon in the straight. Carabao in front from Watching Our Coin. Shell Patch is trying to get through, still cut, and then Arden's Horizon, Street Hawk in front though. Carabao, Watching Our Coin's driving, but Carabao's clinging on, and Carabao does it all the way for Voke and beat home. Watching Our Coin, Shell Patch.
Yeah, Chris Voke, the trainer driver of Carabao for Brian Cousins, and it took out the 2023 Gerrard's Horse and Hound Botry Cup.
Good job too by Chris Voke.
He actually expressed disappointment in that run.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said he's going for a spell now. I read Ken Casellas' article over the weekend.
Yeah, okay.
So...
Oh, good drive by Voke and a great drive to in the next.
Take a break. Hopefully he comes back. Comes back even better. Carabao. All right. This segment is brought to you by the Nude Nut. Loans 1, 2, 3, car loans, debt consolidations, all your personal finance. Who do you see?
The Nude Nuts, Steve Sell.
Yeah, loans123.com.au or
1800 100 100. Now, last week, Michael, I thought I'll test our very good friend Hayden King to see if he listens carefully during the show, and I just asked him to rattle off that number and bang out it came, just 1800 100 100.
It's like hypnosis.
Yeah.
We should try something else more productive next time.
Yeah. I reckon you've just got an eidetic memory, so...
I think you could be right there. I think you could be right. But Stevie Sell still doing things the banks can't.
And it's going to be great to see Steve at GP tomorrow night. Smots, he's up with you and the great Declan Kelly.
Yes.
And Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly and Mr. Fitzgerald and Pinner. And
Yep. Should be a great night up there in the Legends Lounge. Maybe a couple of Tab Radio stars will drop in as well.
And
never know.
Speaking of stars, Michael, I'm sure you'll pop in.
Before I get bundled out. The Rotary Club of Fremantle is race number 5, and it's the next race. We're going to look at the free-for-all, and it's over the 25-36 metres. We got the old fella Galactic Star. He opened up at 350, got out to 360 and firmed a touch into 340. The Mustang at 950. Finvara, 220 and pretty solid. Prince of Pleasure at 340, can take out the 5. Babyface Adder at 71, Blitz and Buy at 61, and himself, the Retrovision Golden Nugget winner at 650. Tell you what, some of these free-for-allers coming back into work. We've got Finvara, Prince of Pleasure, Galactic Star himself. It's another 7 horses going around, Hayden, but I tell you what, they're pretty good.
Yeah, Bomber says Finvara looks to have the race set up perfectly for him here. The Mustang will look to burn off Galactic Star early and should be able to do so before then taking a sit on Finvara, which only needs to keep those outside him at bay to obtain a pretty easy lead. He dashed home in 55.8 last time out, and although Prince of Pleasure got close, that was the result of having the cold sit right on his back. He will have to cover ground here in the 1 out line and then come at least 3 wide, so will be much harder, which gives Finvara a huge advantage.
Just seems to be getting better with every run, Finvara. Good last start winner. Barrier 3, race 5, Finvara, Gary Hall Senior, Gary Hall Junior. Good combination. Surely it's not another 5, is it?
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay.
3.
3 units.
Jeez.
3 unit bet.
Another strong staking plan from Bomber there, and you'd expect probably 3 of these will go around in cups possibly.
Well, I'm not sure about that map, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, and I haven't done the form on the race, but I don't know if the Mustang will try to cross Galactic Star. Galactic Star gets out pretty fast. The Mustang is fast, but he's drawn right next door.
Either leader might still want to hand over to Finvara. Maybe.
I reckon, given the way Galactic Star won so impressively 3 starts ago, although he was totally pested out in front, I think they would try to lead again and give him his chance. Especially with himself in the race. You don't want to be giving that kind of advantage to the Hall runners.
No, it'll be interesting to see what the boys think tomorrow in the preview at 8 a.m. when they dissect the race with Silky Moore and the boys.
Certainly will.
All right. And the final race we're going to look at, this is the Retrovision pace over the 21-30 metres. And we'll have a look at the Tab Touch market here. We've got Walsh at $10, American Bullet at $21, the Kraken at $26, Medieval Man at $4.80, Brookie's Jet at $126, Master Publisher at $5 in from $6, One Smart Fella at $14, G Smith at $101, the favourite Mr. Fantastic outside the front at $3.50, Our Trump Card inside the back at $15, Master Yoshi at $16, and Beat City 12 of 12 at $3.80 and solid in the Tab Touch market. Hayden, which way is Bomber going to finish off?
Beat City drops in grade for this one, and he has actually been going very well. The key to this race for him is Master Publisher pushing on and not getting the front, but making a true staying test. So long as they run it nice and strong, Bomber expects Beat City to be able to get Master Yossi going at the 1200 or even roll up solo from the 1000 and be too strong. If he's within 10 metres at the 600, there's a lot of calculations going on here. And they've run it truly. He's confident he can be the one down the centre of the track.
Okay.
This is a very interesting race. There's plenty of chances. The favourite out there, of course, has drawn Barrier 9, which isn't going to help its chances a lot. One Smart Fellow was a really, really strong win last week. Medieval Man's been racing well, and Beat City, it's a very open affair. So race number 6, horse number 12, Beat City from the very powerful Michael Young stable. What's the staking plan, Hayden?
2 units.
2 units.
Yeah. I felt like Pythagoras there. 1,200, 1,000, 10 metres, 600. Far out.
Yeah, Richie'd love that.
Yeah, well,
He'd be all over
he
it.
is big on his mathematics.
Yeah.
I'm a Napier's bones man when I do my calculations.
Okay. Do you know what that means?
Haven't got a clue, Michael.
What does that mean, Hayden?
Well, Napier's bones is just a calculation you can use for extended arithmetic.
Okay.
I don't think they taught that at CBC.
I heard all about CBC.
They were very cruel
I didn't
to
know
us.
what you were talking about to start with, but
They were very cruel to us boys at CBC.
Were they?
Yeah.
I think even you could do Pythagoras' theorem, though.
Yeah.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Yeah.
All over it like maple syrup.
All right. Have we got a multi?
Yeah, we do.
All right.
What have we got?
Race 3, number 1, a place. So that's Miss Tiano.
Yep.
Into race 7, number 4, a place. Lenora Jane.
Yep.
Into race 8, number 6, a win. Steal the show.
We're looking at around about 225 into 136 into 175. So that's $5.35 approximately. $5.35 for the multi for Bomber. So
Now that's another good race. Race 8 too.
Yep.
That last leg of the multi there with Steal the Show. You got Watching Our Coin, Arden's Horizon. That's a very interesting race as well.
Yep, very, very good. Yeah, a really good race. So Arden's Horizon's been going in great form. Watching Our Coin is going great, and Steal the Show, yeah.
Yeah, no, very good.
Really good. All right. That was the preview for another week of very confident Bomber Hell. I personally hope he gets all 4 up, or at least the first one. That'll be good for us.
I hope he gets some, but we won't have to go too far to look for Steve Sell, that's for sure.
No, you might be able
tap him on the shoulder.
He'll be there. We'll turn him upside down and shake the coins out of him. All right. Now let's go to the break. And last week, Steal the Show went round in a mobile startup against some of the horses that are going around in the free for all tonight, including his stomach Galactic Star. He goes back to a stand off the 10 metres, but let's go back a week. And Denny Roberts proving too good on Steal the Show for Team Bond.
Going well though around the turn. Steal the Show into the straight is clear from the Codebreaker. The Mustang the inside. Patronus Star down the outside. Steal the Show clear from the Mustang. On the outside, Patronus Star, Galactic Star late on the scene, but Steal the Show is a really good horse. And Steal the Show races home to win well by 3 metres. The Mustang up for third. Galactic Star.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
Delight and You're Kidding head the others. They turn for home with Luke's Mistake. You're So Fine in the middle of the circuit, racing up to Luke's Mistake. To be watching, boxing on. Atlantis back on the inside. Colorado Banner and Bitter Dutch Courage, but the favourite goes to the lead. You're So Fine, and You're So Fine will win a half to Luke's Mistake. Colorado Banner and ahead to Bitter Dutch Courage.
Yeah, there's You're So Fine for the Halls. And first up, Morts, since it's the 17th of December 2021. You're So Fine. We know how much ability he's got. He's won not 4 of 9, but come over with a big boom in a golden slipper. First up,
Yes.
Tricky Mickey actually beat him.
Yeah,
that year.
He did. But remember watching it. I watched him race in New Zealand against.
Yeah, it would have been the Jewels.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got plenty of talent. Be good to see him back.
Yeah, so we haven't seen him since his 2-year-old season. Obviously, they've had some issues. So first up for over 18 months and got the cash, and hopefully that he continues to go through, because we know, as you said, we know how talented he is. All right, this segment is brought to you by Bayswater Mazda, and driving is better in a Bayswater Mazda, corner of Guildford and Garrett Road. And Mort's got all the new Mazdas on display at the front there. And
They certainly do. And just, it doesn't matter whether it's winter or summer, the handling conditions of the Mazda 626 is superb. So, great car. Get down to Bayswater Mazda, see the team, have a look at the range. The service is second to none. The coffee's fantastic. Corner of Garrett Road and Guildford Road in Bayswater. Michael?
Yep, they're a great team there at Bayswater Mazda. All right. Now, there's no racing, as we mentioned before, in the provincials or country over the weekend, but we've got a big card because of that at Gloucester Park on Monday. We've got a big 11 race card, the first at 11:03. Pinjarra's off for a couple of weeks. And then on Tuesday, we go to Northam, and there's a big 10 race card at Northam, the first at 4:11. So 21 races in 2 days. Are you going to be calling the action at all, Hayden, or doing interviews? Or
I'll be at Gloucester Park Monday, so I'm just calculating. Got to get there 10 o'clock. And I won't get out till 5 o'clock. That's 7 hours. 7 hours.
7 hour workday, really? They expect you to do that?
Unbelievable.
Seriously?
yeah.
I have to have a word to somebody.
I know.
I can't have.
And he only gets a 15-minute break in between each race by the time you actually do some work.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's very tough.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I should go to the union about this.
Yes.
I would. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hesitate to be straight off that. Can't be expecting that.
Now, having a look at the meetings, Hayden, are you going to be able to find us a winner?
Well, here's the thing. 21 races to choose from, and I've come up with one that's going to be odds on.
That's okay. As long as we can have the 5 units on it.
Oh, you can definitely have 5 units on.
Okay.
Because this horse is going like a bomb. And the only time I actually liked it was when it ran second. So hopefully that's not the case on Monday. Race 11, number 5, Barbados. Have you watched this horse's last couple of runs?
So you got to wait till the last as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's actually only halfway between the 21, but
yeah.
I don't know. Have you guys caught this horse's last couple of runs?
No, I must admit I haven't.
Okay. Well, it has been driven like a possessed beast in pursuit of the front at each of its last 2 starts. Eventually, it wrested the lead away on Tuesday, but it took forever, and then he had nothing left in the tank, and he still fought on so stoically into second behind Advantage, and he came back on El Waddell to hold that runner-up position. He has to just keep forcing forward there on Monday at Gloucester Park, look for the front, and should finally be able to get reward for effort. Michael Munro's got this horse going in brilliant form at the moment, Barbados, so should be his day in the sun.
But he's number 5. You're convinced he can get to the front, or is he just going to...
He'll just keep going until he gets there.
Right. Okay.
AC Lewis in the bite?
Yeah. Well, just go back and have a look at the vigour that's been expressed on this horse's last couple of runs, and you'll understand that he won't be taking no for an answer.
Okay.
Oh, well, we look forward to it.
All right, race number 11. We'll be there, so we'll look forward to having something on the fight. Well, we'll have plenty of money after Friday, Saturday night.
I think so.
And then we can.
Yeah, I think so.
We can go right into the last at Gloucester Park with a 5-unit bet on race number the Trots WA pace over the 21:30 metres.
Yeah, I would have thought. Probably 5 would be a minimum after Friday night.
Yeah.
And the account will be, the tab touch account will be full. So
what happens if they lose?
Yeah.
You'll have nothing left.
We're in trouble.
We've got Steve Sell with us.
So no, I'm not even going to say that. That's not appropriate financial advice.
No. And Seaside Rose is yours, Morts, on Monday.
Yeah, just can't
drawn a
seem
barrier
to,
in 6.
Just can't seem to get anywhere near the fence. Unfortunately, she's gone well the last couple of runs, but just can't get near the fence.
Good to see the 9 runners going around the 2-year-old filly, so it stood up really well.
Yeah, that is
the
good.
filly's maiden. And then there's 10 going around in a 2-year-old maiden at Northam the next night. So it's great for these 2-year-old races. Obviously, the horses are coming back and now starting to really pick up because they've got the West Bred obviously coming up, and the Pearl and the Golden Slipper towards the end, and that's what a lot of these horses would be aimed at. And with this season now, you can actually be a little bit more patient with them and bring them in a little bit later, as you did with Artful Major on Wednesday. Got the cash. Was good. Yeah, it was looked in a little bit of trouble.
Coming to the other one when Grievous sprinted up, but I was very happy.
Yeah, forward on like a cage tiger.
Very happy.
Anything else for us, Hayden?
Don't think so.
No?
Got no fable, no...
Nah, and I don't think I'll even give you a cryptic tip at Gloucester Park. I think here's one that is a little bit outside the box. I'm not going to make it cryptic,
From you,
though.
that sounds unusual.
Watching Our Coin can win.
Okay. Oh, the stand star.
Yes, he can win.
Oh, right. Okay.
Here's how. Bullies his way to the front and then makes Steal the Show work outside him and just runs the finish out of them one by one.
Okay. 460 currently on Tab Touch. Watching
Has
Our Coin.
been in very good form. But this is...
Yeah, it's a good race.
Yeah, Still the Show's a very nice horse, so it should be a good race.
Yep. No, it's
So
really good.
there is some really nice races.
No. It's some nice horses that are in, and we're going to see that more as they come back into. I wouldn't imagine Mighty Ronaldo's too far away, is he, Morts?
I would say probably about 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 weeks.
And how's Never Ending?
Good. Had been jogging up, probably started a bit of pace work this week. So.
Gave him a slight lead up after winning the Pearl Classic.
Yeah. Yep.
So then headlong into the 3-year-olds, Westbreds and the Derbies and the...
Correct, yeah. So he's got and it's going to be a cracking
the 3-year-old
contest between the 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Just look at that race, race 2 on Friday night.
Yeah.
Skylord.
Yep.
Rolling Fire, Cotton On.
Yep.
Fantastic. Some good racing ahead.
Yeah.
I got another one for you.
Okay, here we go. I knew if we prattle on long enough, you'll think of something.
Yeah. Beyond the Sea can win as well.
Okay, what race is
It'll
that?
be each way odds. Race 3.
On Monday?
No, on tomorrow night.
Friday night.
Yep.
Race 3.
Number 8.
Number 8. Beyond the Sea. Murray Lindor, Kyle Harper.
Yes, she was excellent first up, and there could be plenty of pace here. American Armour does have very good gate speed. Blaze Coops will test her, can fire up. They go at each other. Beyond the Sea will be crashing home.
What price, Mike?
$5 in early markets.
$5.
And on the preview, got to plug the preview tomorrow. Heard from Glenn Moore, Madison Brown, and Jocelyn Young, the guests tomorrow. So
very good. We'll,
a couple of important runners for both those.
Well, I was actually thinking if we didn't have Grant Dixon, I probably thought Madison would have been the one that we should have got. So that'll be good.
Yep. So tune in tomorrow from 8 a.m.
And of course, Jocelyn's going extremely well.
Yeah.
Really well.
Yep.
Really, really well. So that'll be good. We'll have to listen in and hear about Skylord and how he's going in the lead up to the big race tomorrow night.
All important for us to know. All right. Hayden, thanks for your time. Done a great job filling in for Bomber. And hopefully we've found a winner at Gloucester Park on Monday as well. Just repeating, Monday, Gloucester Park, Pinjarra for the next 2 weeks are in a break. And then...
Why is that?
Generally, they have a 2-week break throughout the season. Usually it used to be at the end of the year. But I think, obviously, December's a better time to race. So they've opted to go in the middle of the year. And there'll probably be a track refurbishment as well, which you can do in between a week, but it gives them a little bit more time, I suppose, to do all that sort of stuff. But, they generally have 50 meetings a year. Rather than the whole 52.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
Because someone did ask me, and I didn't know the answer.
Yeah. So usually, the last couple of years, it's either been December or January, and it's probably better for them to be in this time of year where they're more of a chance of getting those holiday crowds in December and January rather than just July. So, probably taken that. So, and I think they've got a couple of announcements coming up in the near future, Pinjarra, which aren't too far away, which will be good. So,
nothing you can share with us, obviously, Michael.
No, well, not at the moment. It hasn't been confirmed, but
that's good
from what I'm hearing anyway.
Right, get down to Pinjarra during summer. It's great.
Our good mate
like
Dale.
I say, it's really good down there.
Yep.
Good racing.
All right, Hayden, thanks for your time.
No worries.
See you at GP on Monday. Mort, it's great to be back. Thank you for filling in. I had to rush back to New South Wales the last week, the last 2 Thursday nights with an illness in the family, but back on board. And
I was going to say we're very happy to hear that everything's okay at the moment, which is good.
At the moment, so that's good.
Great to have you back, Michael.
Great to
Hayden,
be back.
Always a pleasure.
Yep, sure is.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Until next week, it's bye for now.
You win some, you lose more.